I rise very briefly, having attached my name to a couple of amendments in this group. And I think the whole issue around Clause 70 have been very clearly addressed. And I'll just add one reflection back to an earlier group last week when I was talking about if ministers, the Secretary of State gets great power, with that comes great responsibility. Now, I think from the debate in your Lordship's House that the noble Lord Hunt is right to say it's not going to leave this House in this condition. But if it were to, or if it were after future amendments and ping-pong to end up back in this condition, then the Secretary of State would really be actually in quite a dangerous place. And I do just particularly want to pick up in terms of the social enterprises and the amendment to the noble Lord Hunt. We will perhaps on Wednesday be coming to some amendments where I'll be talking about the impact of privatisation on social care. And there is at some point going to be, we've already seen this several times, a huge crisis of the financialised social care sector, particularly care homes, and when they fall apart, when large chains fall apart and we have to find a way forward. I think social enterprises will very much be a way forward there. And I think I'm aware that Clause 70 at the moment is talking about healthcare and associated services, but I think if we think about this in a whole, in an integrated way, that's something to think about in ensuring that really is that recognition for social enterprise there. Now, just in terms of Amendment 208, I attached my name to that because I thought it was so important to demonstrate maximum cross-party support. Dare I say, events earlier in the House today demonstrated the need for transparency and openness about official contracts, and that there's great public concern about the misallocation of resources and guarantees, the need for a guarantee of openness in government and official spending. And so this is an amendment that is absolutely crucial. Amendment 209 in the name of the noble Lady Baroness Thornton. I don't know how I missed this one, but I certainly would have attached my name had I not missed it. I'm aware that your Lordship's House, it's often commented that I cover a very broad range of subjects in your Lordship's House, so I'm often talking about trade deals in other contexts, but there are very grave concerns about trade deals undercutting principles and priorities that have been identified in British politics, and I think that amendment is important. And finally, on Amendment 211, I think we've seen giving government contracts to the lowest cash bidder has, across a whole range of sectors, had disastrous consequences. It's benefited a handful of giant companies, some of which have collapsed, some of which have engaged in rampant fraud, all of which I think have delivered disastrous quality of services, exploiting poorly paid staff. Social enterprises, a different approach, a different way of commissioning is a way out of that, and also a way of relocalisation, of stopping those few large companies that keep winning contracts because the whole thing is structured so that there's only a handful of companies that can bid for them anyway. So I think these are all really important amendments.